Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, by whose inspiration I have been engaged in the matter of compiling this summary study of Bhakti-rasamrita-sindhu. This is the sublime science of devotional service as propounded by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared 500 years ago in West Bengal, India, to propagate the movement of Krishna consciousness. Srila Rupa Goswami begins his great book by offering his respectful obeisances unto Sri Sanatana Goswami, who is his elder brother and spiritual master, and he prays that Bhakti-rasamrita-sindhu may be very pleasing to him. He further prays that by residing in that ocean of nectar, he may always feel transcendental pleasure in the service of Radha and Krishna.
So, Sri Rupa Goswami is first offering his respect, obeisances to Sanatana Goswami, his elder brother, at the same time Guru. So we offer our respect in that way. Bande Rupa Sanatano Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopala. That is the way. We cannot jump over the highest authority directly. That is not possible. That is not the etiquette or rules, regulation. We have to go. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Gopi Bhattu Padakamalo Dasu Dasanu Dasu. So he presents himself as the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. So in order to become Krishna's servant, we have to become the servant of the servant of Krishna. So my Guru Maharaj is servant of Krishna, his Guru is servant of Krishna, his Guru is servant of Krishna. I am also servant of Krishna, but I have to approach through the other servants, not directly. That is not possible. Krishna will not accept that service. If one disrespect the parampara system, then he will not be accepted by Krishna. Just like Siddhartha Swami. Siddhartha Swami wrote a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and other acharyas also, they wrote. So we must follow the principle. The Subodhini Tika was made by Vallabhacharya, but because he presented himself more than Siddhartha Swami to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to read his comment on Srimad Bhagavatam when he was at Puri, but he was a little proud of his nice commentary, that he said it is better than Siddhartha. So that was not tolerated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he did not hear the Subodhini Tika. He remarked, Swami Jiva Nahi Mane Vishavalegani. So this is not the way. We cannot approach Krishna directly. We must go through the parampara system. Bande Rupa Sanatana Ragajugo Sri Jiva Gopala. So Narottam Das Thakur also says that Rupo Raghunatho Pade Hoibe Akuti Kabe Hama Bhujava Se Jugala Pirit. In order to understand the transcendental loving affairs of Radha and Kṛṣṇa, one has to go through the teachings of the Goswamis. Rupa Raghunatha Pade Haivya. This is the way. So, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and all the 6 Goswamis, they developed this Kṛṣṇa consciousness movement by sitting together in Vrindavan, and not only in Vrindavan, in that very particular place, Rāmādi-mūrtiṣu temple, where we have got a little space, that we have seen Rupa Goswami's tomb, that space, all the 6 Goswamis used to sit down and discuss Srimad Bhagavatam. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was reading, and all the other Goswamis, Rup Sanatan, they were hearing, and Jiva Goswami was writing comment. That is the comment of Krama-sandarbha. So that place in Vrindavan, Radha-Damodar temple, is very sacred place. So they were practicing this Kṛṣṇa consciousness. kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ premāmritāṁ-nidhi vīrya-saṁvido priyakarod nirmatsaro pujito Sri Chaitanya Kripabharo Bhuvi Bhuva Bharavahantārato Bande Rupa Sanatano Ragajuro Sri Jiva Gopala. They were practicing to teach us. Apani Achari Prabhu Jivere Shikhar. Simply teaching will not do unless we practice. That is very important thing. Practice. Practical life. Simply quoting verses like parrot will not be very much beneficial. One must apply. Jnana vijnana saita. Jnana means to know the thing, and vijnana means to apply the things in practical life. Jnana vijnana saita. So we must know the vijnana, how practically. That is taught by the Goswamis. Kṛṣṇa-kirtana-gāna-nartam. Always chanting the glories of Kṛṣṇa. Kirtana, Gana, Nartana. Nartana means dancing. The dancing is very good. The more you dance, the more become light. Means the burden of material contamination becomes reduced. Dancing is so nice. Even if you don't feel ecstasy, if we dance by force, that will also help us. kṛṣṇa-kirtana-gāna-nartana-paro premāmritāṁ-nidhi. By dancing, we shall develop our dormant Kṛṣṇa consciousness, love for Kṛṣṇa. This is a nice process. kṛṣṇa-kirtana-gāna-nartana-paro premāmritāṁ-nidhi. Then he will merge into the ocean of love for Kṛṣṇa. So, this is the first stage of ecstasy for Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Always chanting Kṛṣṇa's name, dancing in ecstasy, and to be merged into the ocean of love for Kṛṣṇa. These are the perfection. Dhīra-dhīra-jana priyo. In this way, we shall become friendly to every people. Dhīra-dhīra. There are 2 classes of men. Dhīra, sober, and other class, rogue. So both of them will be pleased by Kṛṣṇa Kirtana. And your practical experience. When there is Kṛṣṇa Kirtan, people, all classes of people become very much pleased and they join. As soon as your kirtan will be pure sankirtan, not artificial, not professional. There are many professional dancers, that will not attract. But even if you do not know the art of dancing, if you simply dance in ecstasy for Krishna's love, that will be appreciated by everyone. That will be appreciated by everyone. kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ. These are the arts. No, one does not require to become a Vedantist. Simply one chants Krishna's name, holy name, and in ecstasy dances, is more than a Vedantist. Actually, Vedanti means one who knows the ultimate knowledge. Veda means knowledge. And Artha means ultimate. Vedanta. Now what is that ultimate knowledge? Kṛṣṇa. Vedayishta sarvayam eva vedam. That is ultimate knowledge. So one who has understood Kṛṣṇa and Krishna's love is dancing, then what more Vedanta can do? That is the first class realization of Vedanta. kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ. So we should always offer our respect to the Goswamis. Ei chhay gosai jar tar mui das. Narottam Das Thakur says. Dasavar padorenu mor panchagras. We should be so humble, respectful to the Goswamis. That not only these Goswamis, anyone who is serving the Goswamis has also the mission. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutali Svayaṁ Rūpa-kadāmayam Dadāti Sapadantika. That is our prayer. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. Lord Chaitanya's desire. What are his desire? His desire was Prithivite আছে যত নগরাদিজ্ঞা সর্বত্র প্রচার হইবে মোর. That is his desire. Not to sit down in a secluded place and to get cheap popularity. He is a very meditator. And even if he is meditator, but that is for himself. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that go everywhere, in every village, in every town, and preach this gospel. Prithivite ase jato nagaradigya sarvatra prachar karibe. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's manobhishtam. That is his desire. So, Sri Chaitanya manobhishtam sthapitam jena bhutali. The Rupa Goswami, they established Sri Chaitanya manobhishtam. Rupa Goswami was instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally 10 days in Allahabad. Similarly, he was instructed regularly for 2 months to Sanatana Goswami in Benares, because he wanted Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami to preach his mission, manobhishtam. Therefore our prayer is, we offer this prayer. Sri Chaitanya manobhishtam sthapitam jena bhutali svayaṁ rūpa-kadāmayam dadāti sapadantikam. If you want to preach the gospel of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then the personalities who established by writing these books, Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu, Bhakti-vilas, Vidabdha-madhav, so many books they have written. So we must go through them. We must try to understand. Then we can understand what is the Chaitanya Charitamritam, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mangal. There are so many. Chaitanya Chandrodaya by Prabhupada Saraswati. So many devotees, they have given us so many high literatures. We should consult Therefore, the prayer is Sri Chaitanya Mano Viṣṇaṃ Sthāpitam Vijayena Bhūtale. Persons who have established the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Padantikam, when they will give a shelter on their lotus feet, that means Goswamis. তাদেরও চরণ সেবী ভক্ত-সনে বাস, জনমে জনমে এই মোর অভিলাষ. Narottam Das Thakur said, তাদেরও চরণ সেবী. Let us serve the lotus feet of the Goswamis and live within the association of devotees. Otherwise we may fall down. Bhakta-sane bas. One must live with the devotees. Satāṁ prasaṅgān mama vīrya-saṁvido bhavanti kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ tajjosanāt āsu apavarga-padmani sadhya bhakti rati anukramisya. Satāṁ prasaṅgān. We should have discourses of Bhagavad Gita or samabhavat or any literature about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mama vīrya-saṁvido. Those words are vīrya-saṁvido. Vīrya means potential. Just like if a man is potent, as soon as there is sex, he gives birth. Potency. Similarly, we should associate with devotees who has got potency. Mama vīrya-saṁvido bhavanti ritkanna-rasāyana. Otherwise we may go on hearing for 3 millions of years. We are in the same position. But the words must be from the potent person. Potent person. Then he will act very quickly. Therefore Kṛṣṇa himself advises, Satāṁ prasaṅgān mama vīrya-saṁvido. Satāṁ, devotees. The same thing Narottam Das Thakur says. Kadera chana, the desire should be how to serve the Goswamis, how to serve Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how to serve Kṛṣṇa. That should be the desire. But this desire can be fulfilled when we are living with the devotees. Therefore we have got this society, Kṛṣṇa consciousness society. Anyone who will live in this society, naturally, he will develop Kṛṣṇa consciousness very quickly, very easily. Satāṁ prasaṅgāt mama vīrya-saṁvido bhavanti ritkanna-rasāyana-kathāḥ. Kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ is very potential. Therefore, Sanatana Goswami advises, Avaiśṇava mukhad-girna puto hari-kathāmritam sravanam na kartavyam. Avaiśṇava mukhad, this professional, who is not actually Vaishnava. Vaishnava means whose life is dedicated for service of the Lord Viṣṇu. He is Vaishnava. Viṣṇu asya devata iti Vaishnava. So, one has taken Kṛṣṇa and Viṣṇu and Rāma the same thing. There is no difference. Kṛṣṇa includes everything. Rāmādi-mūrtiṣu kalā-niyamena tiṣṭhan nānāvatāram akarod bhuvaneṣu kintu kṛṣṇas svayam samabhavat paramaḥ pumān. Kṛṣṇa is the paramaḥ pumān. Although there is no difference between Rāma and Viṣṇu and Nārāyaṇa and Kṛṣṇa, they are the same potency. Just like the candle, first candle, and lit up another candle. There is second candle. But this second candle is not less in power of lighting. It's same. But still, this is first, this is second. Similarly, kṛṣṇa svayaṁ samabhavat paramaḥ pumān. Kṛṣṇa is the original. kṛṣṇas tu bhagavān svayaṁ. Ete cāṁśa kalā puṁsaḥ. kṛṣṇas tu bhagavān svayaṁ. All others, they are incarnation and kalā. But Kṛṣṇa is the avatārī, the source of all incarnation. So, bhakta-sane vāsa. Satāṁ prasaṅgān mama vīrya-saṁvido. The kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ or the discussion about the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes very pleasing. And Satāṁ, when they are discussed amongst the devotees, the non-devotees, and they may go on speaking, but it is dry. It does not give any relish. Therefore it is advised, Satāṁ prasaṅgān. One should discuss Krishna consciousness amongst the devotees. It is just contrary to this. Sanatana Goswami says that avaishnava mukhad gīna bhūta hari kathāmritam savanam na kartavyam. Avaishnava, who is not a Vaishnava, Mayavadi. Mayavadi philosophy is very dangerous. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has personally said, Mayavadi hoy Krishna aparādhi. They are offenders to Krishna. Just like the literature. What is the literature? Krishna is black, something.
Viṣṇu Some commentary by this Viṣṇu Sahasranam.
Krishna is unknown, a black thing. A Mayavadi, great philosopher of this city, he has explained like that. The Mayavadi philosopher, Dr. Radhakrishna, it is not to Krishna. So, the Mayavadi's only business is, because they are Vaishnava, not Vaishnava, only business is to kill Krishna. That Sanatana Goswami has, in his Haribhakti Vilas, has very strongly recommended that don't hear anything about Krishna from the Mayavadis or the Vaishnavas. Those who are forward, those who are advanced in Krishna consciousness, they can protest. They can immediately chastise the rascal. What you are nonsense speaking. But a kṛṣṇa-adhikari, he cannot challenge. Therefore, it is forbidden for them not to hear. Kṛṣṇa-adhikari. For an advanced devotee, this Mayavadi cannot do anything. But those who are neophyte, they become sometimes victims. Therefore, it is better to forbid them, not to hear. So, Sanatana Goswami has said, as Krishna has said, Satāṁ prasaṅgān mama vīrya-saṁvido kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ. In the association of pure devotees, kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ becomes very realisable. Kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ. It is realisable, it is very pleasing to the ear and to the heart. Rit means heart and karna means this oral reception. Both ways pleasing. Bhavanti-ritva. Tajosana, if one little tries whatever he has heard, then saddha bhakti anukramishyati. Saddha, the real beginning is saddha. Ādu saddhya, tato sadhu sangha, tato vajana kriya, tato anartha nivittisya, tato nishtha, tato ruchi, tatha shakti, tato bhava, sadhukanāmayam premna, pradurбhavi bhavet krama. These are the different steps, the saddhya. So, by hearing from pure devotees, Satāṁ prasaṅgān vīrya-saṁvido bhavanti-kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ, it is very pleasing to the heart, to the ear. Tajyosanāt asu apavargavartane. Saddhya. Beginning is Shraddha. Saddhya bhakti rati anukramishyati. Therefore, this Krishna consciousness movement, the association, is opening different branches to give people the chance of hearing about Krishna in the association of pure devotees. That is required. Read, hear about Bhagavad Gita from the pure devotees, not from the rascals. Then you will never get any benefit. Sanatana Goswami forbids, nāsam savanam na kartavyam, never hear from these rascals. Why? Kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ is very good. Never mind, he is a rascal. What is the fault of kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ? He is giving this example. Savanam na kartavyam sarpachishta payojatha. Milk is very good, everyone knows. But when it is touched by the leaf of a serpent, immediately it becomes poisonous. If you take that milk, then you will die. So Kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ is very good, but when it is touched by the leaf of the mayavadi, non-devotees, it becomes poisonous. It becomes poisonous. Poisonous in this sense, it will push you far away from Krishna Bhakti. That is the loss, greatest loss of life. This life is meant for developing Krishna consciousness, to become devotee of Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is left by Krishna to make all people after him to become devotees. Manmana bhava bhakta madhyajimam namaskuru. The instruction is there, but this rascal will spoil, will never allow him to become a devotee. These rascals are so dangerous. They are going against the will of Krishna. You see? So one must be very careful to save himself from the poisonous effect of these rascals. Therefore Narottam Das Thakur says, Tadero sarana sevi, bhakta-sane bhāri. Live with the Krishna consciousness devotees. And then by association of the Sangha Sanjayatika, as you make association, so you develop your desires, your qualities. Tadera charana sevi. এই ছয় গোসাই যার তার মুই দাস Chaitanya, Narottam Das Thakur says, I want to become servant of that person who has accepted these 6 Goswamis as masters. Because I have to become servant of servant. So the Goswami, one who has accepted these Goswamis as masters, I want to become his servant. Narottam Das doesn't say, I want to become servant of the Goswami. He says that I want to become servant of that person who has accepted these 6 Goswamis as master. That is the test. No, I can speak, I can act, greater than the Goswamis. I don't want to become servant of such false prouding. No, anyone who submits, Tadero charana sevi bhakta-sane bhās, janame janame more eiyo bilas. Oh, I may not be liberated, birth after birth, it doesn't matter. But I wish to live with the devotees, bhakta-sane bhās, janame janame more eiyo bilas. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says the same thing. Janamayo bhi jodi more ichha tohara. He prays to Krishna, if you want that I shall take again my birth, then give me the chance of taking my birth in a place where is your devotee. That is my only request. Because if I am placed in a society where there is no devotee, then my life will be spoiled. Then my life will be spoiled. Therefore I pray only this much. I don't want anything from you. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kapitang, va jagadi sukam. Mama janmani, janmani. It doesn't matter. I don't become liberated. What is liberation? If I am in the service of Kṛṣṇa, what is liberation is already there. In kṛṣṇa-kathāḥ you will find bhakti-stai sthiratara jadi bhagavān daivena phalati dibba kishora murti mukti mukulitāñjali sivata. Mukti, she will stand with folded hand. My dear sir, what can I do for you? This is the position of bhakta. If one becomes bhakta, then mukti becomes her maid servant. Why shall he aspire for mukti? Mukti is nothing. Kaivallam naraka. What is mukti? It is as good as hell. Mukti means to merge into the Brahma effulgence. But there is no service of Kṛṣṇa. It is simply merging to become one. Just like sunshine. And if you are put into the sunshine, what benefit do you get? Simply the torching, the scorching heat up, that's all. What benefit do you get? And mukti is like that. That is light. Sunshine is light. Similarly, from darkness if I go to the light and don't get any shelter anywhere, simply I remain in that sunshine, what benefit do I get? So, for a devotee, the mukti is bothersome. Therefore, Prabhupada Saraswati, Prabhupada says that Kaivallam naraka, mukti means Kaivallam. Simply, Brahmasmi, that's all. Kaivallam. This perception, Brahmananda. But for a devotee, he says, Kaivallam narakayat, tidasa pura akasa puspayat. So for devotee, these things are not very much alluring. Mukti, bhukti, siddhi. It is so sublime. Kṛṣṇa consciousness is so sublime that other things very insignificant in the front of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Mukti mukulitāñjali sevati asmā dharmārtha kāma moksha samaya pratiksha. People are after dharma, artha, kāma, moksha. But this bhakti is above these four kinds of principles. Dharma, actually human life begins when he is religious, dharma. And artha, when he is economically developed, and when he can satisfy the senses very nicely, and then becomes mukta, liberated. But for a devotee, these four things are not very important things. Bhukti, mukti, siddhi. No, siddhi means mukti. Siddhi means yogic siddhi. So, the Srimad Bhagavatam also, Vyasdev says in the beginning, dharma projita koitavārtam. This dharma, artha, kāma, moksha, these are koitava. Koitava means phalavishandi. I am approaching, I am trying to become a religious person, but my inner desire is how to make my economic position developed. This is my inner position. Therefore it is called koita, cheating. So, phalavishandi. And Siddhar Swami says that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, phalavishandi parjantam nirastam. Mukti. Mukti is also phalavishandi. So, after mukti, then above mukti, there is bhakti. It is a mistaken idea that one has to attain mukti by bhakti. Sometimes they say that this Panchapasa, Mahabharata, they say that ultimately the absolute truth is nirakara. There is no form. But because you cannot worship or meditate upon the nirakara, so just imagine some form, either of Viṣṇu or Lord Shiva or Surya or Devi, Panchapasana, it is called Panchapasana. Sadhukanam hitārthāya brahmana rupa kalpana. This is kalpana, imagination. Ultimately, the Brahma has no form. But because you are accustomed to meditate on the forms, and it is very difficult for you to meditate upon the formless, so you imagine some form. This is imagine, not fact. That is their theory. And Bhagavān says in the Bhagavān, kṛṣṇa udikatarasteṣaṁ abhaktya saktacitasaṁ. So that is simply troublesome. After much trouble in that way, when they come to the form of Vasudeva, Vasudeva sarvamiti, samahatma sudeva, that Mahatma is greater. Kṛṣṇa is not imagination. This is another offense to think of Kṛṣṇa as imagination. They say that it is imagination. Kalpana. Just make a kalpana, imagination of Kṛṣṇa. No, Kṛṣṇa is fact. Kṛṣṇa, the Kṛṣṇa devotees, they are not after imagination. They are after the fact. Brahmeti, paramatmeti, bhagavān sabdoti. Bhagavān, the personal. Kṛṣṇa says, brahmanam pratishtha, upajananti mānamūra manusim tanumat, param bhāvam ajananti. So these things will be realized by through the process, as it is recommended by Narottam Thakur. Tadero charana sevi bhakta-sane bhas, janame janame more eiyo vilas. If we get the chance of living with the devotees and try to serve the Goswamis who wanted to establish the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then our life will be successful. This is bhakti-rasamrita-sindhu. Study bhakti-rasamrita-sindhu very minutely, and this result you will achieve very easily. The Rupa Goswami has left the nectar of devotion. What is the next?
Let us offer our respectful obeisances to all the great devotees and acharyas, who are holy teachers, who are compared with sharks in the great ocean of nectar, and who do not care for the various rivers of liberation.
Yes. Sometimes the Mayavadi philosophers, they give this example that as all the rivers come down to the ocean, and then business is finished. But our philosophy is not so scanty. We do not wish to mix with the ocean. We want to go deep into the ocean. They give this example, nirakara, because ocean it is not nirakara, but it is still they say nirakara. Ocean has a akar, we see, a round plate. But anyway, their philosophy is that you come to the ocean by different paths, then it becomes mixed. But they do not know, even though you come to the ocean, immediately it will be evaporated. The ocean water is evaporating. The sun is always evaporating. Now he will be perhaps surprised. The modern science, they believe that the ocean water turns into cloud. But actually that is not the fact. The fact is that the ocean water is taken by the sun. Now there is heat, ocean water is evaporated always. Where is the cloud? Where is the cloud? For 3 years the ocean water is being taken away by the sun. And why there is no cloud and no rain? Why? What is the answer of the scientist? Actually, the cloud, when the sun god, he ejects the water again, that becomes cloud. The rain comes from the sun, as the sun is taking the water, deserving, and when it desires, he gives it. There is some control. So, we are suffering for want of rain, but we do not know how to get rain. We are of course making arrangement to feed the poor on account of scarcity of grains. That's all right you are doing. But if there is no rain, how long you will go on with this philanthropic work? That is our question. How long? What stock you have got in your store, so that you can continually go on with this? What is the answer? You must have rain and produce grain. Now you have got some stock of grain you are distributing, that's all right, you have got money, that's all right. But when there will be all stock finished and still there is no rain, what will you do? Because rain is not in your hand. Rain is not in your hand. It is in higher authorities. That's what you will do. But the process is given there in the Bhagavad Gita. Jagyat bhavati pajjanna, pajjanyat anna sammata. Jagyat, but they will not take to Jagga. They have made a vow. Decision. No, we are not going to make any Jagga. We are requesting that you are distributing at the same time perform Jagga. Jagga, not that you have to expend so much money. It's simply this. Sankirtanai jaggai. Jaggai sankirtanai prai jajanti ismedas. The simply chanting. You are distributing food, that's all right. Why not allow them to chant Hare Krishna mantra? What is the loss? But they will not accept it. They will not accept it. This is the dog's obstinacy against Krishna consciousness. But they cannot answer. They suppose if your stock of grain is finished, then what will you do if there is no rain? You cannot produce rain in your factory, rain or grain or anything in your factory and milk. That is not possible. So people have become so fallen, they cannot understand the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Although they are very much proud, they are reading Bhagavad Gita daily. What you have understood, then they cannot say anything. We have understood Kṛṣṇa means this black spot. This rascal has understood Bhagavad Gita and is preaching Bhagavad Gita. Just see the fun. So this is going on. So this Kṛṣṇa consciousness movement is a war declared against all these rascals. We have got many enemies, but we don't care for them. Still we shall go on. Johnny Walker is still going strong. Thank you.
Glory to Srila Prabhupada.